Hello.
Hey.
Hello!
Oh god. Oh. What?
Immediately
Why did that play
flooded with
twice?
emotes.
Why did that play twice in my ears? That was
Well, it
weird.
played nonce in our
That's a
ears over
fun thing.
ears over parsec, and it was
Huh?
decently loud over stream, but I don't know.
But if you have stream unmuted, are you hearing us talk the entire time?
Well, I unmuted stream because I was curious as to how the volume was, not because I keep it unmuted all the time, because that would just be chaos.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, but that's not as fun to make fun of you about.
That's true. I just like to have a feedback loop of friends and noises. Just it's the good Pokemon game. You're right, it
Yeah.
is. This game is very, very good. And it's definitely not going to get confusing at all for anyone that has been playing Tears of the Kingdom recently, such as myself and the rest of the world. Before stream, Dragoni was like,
Hey, Clark.
instinctively, "Hi, Quark. I hope you will feel better soon. But in the meantime, there is no pressure."
Ooh, clueless.
Cool. Yeah. I've been rewatching the CATV streams of Miitopia, and I was reminded of my Clue Woo meme that I made. It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So it's Volo time.
It's Bono time. He's right here.
Something you need? You're at the right place. I am a Ginkgo Guild merchant after all. Never mind the fact that I haven't done any merchant things the entire game.
He's doing merchanting right now.
Anything I need to sell? Oh.
Would you call that merchandising?
Merchandising.
You have 999 Blackstones.
Yeah.
a bit of off screen.
I don't really make the iron
Ultra Balls?
balls.
Yeah.
Balls.
Maybe. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was about to say maybe you should make some like better Pokeballs, but then I realized that the Blackstones are for the heavier ones, which is like, they're fun. I think that they add a nice bit of visual variety, and there are certain situations where they're very, very good. But I don't know. Like I think they stun a bit. I don't know. Anyway, we're at the Crimson Mirelands.
Quick bit of crafting before we go.
Yeah, you should make a few gigaton balls just for good measure. Super heavy ones. You can make 92 of them. For 46.
46.
Maybe not that many then. Oh, fuck it. Let's splurge a little. I love the little Clefairy dolls. They're good. I'm talking about Sudowoodo, of course. This guy's pretty chipper considering it's the end of the world.
I mean, maybe they don't know that. They just know the sky's weird colors.
no.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe. Stay positive. Good attitude.
Adam Man continues lying to himself.
Yeah, Fred, you're right, and he feels fine.
God, when we eventually do Ace Attorney, who the fuck is gonna be Apollo?
Oh god.
That was a good question.
Actually, I think I answered my question when I heard Mush speak up. I think given propensity for sudden spontaneous yelling,
Oh god!
particular volume. I am fine! I really do love the aesthetics that this creates, but at the same time, if you're the kind of person that delays story progress at all costs, like myself, it is very difficult to just explore and do things when the sky is of different color and you also can't go home.
Yeah.
Home is where the heart is.
And my heart is with Volo. Because it's Volo time.
But they haven't built Heart Home City yet.
Oh, then you're screwed.
Cash. Big wish cash.
Hey guys.
Hi. Do you know about Lake Valor? It's said to have been formed by a volcanic eruption, much like Lake Verity. Though there are other theories that say it was carved out in the midst of a Pokemon battle. This lake is protected by the Pokemon Azelf. When Azelf took flight, the will to do what needs doing was born in people's hearts. Or that is what legend would have us believe.
Yep. Phone's ringing.
Hold on a second, got a text.
Open says me.
Thanks, God.
All.
Ha! A cave appears where there was none, as if just for Skyla.
Let's head in, Skyla.
I imagine strong Pokemon could wait inside, protecting the Pokemon of the lake. Take care. Da boy Matt, that's a very good
it's
username.
Boy.
Oh
Yay.
shit, it's the
Hello.
boy.
Oh shit!
How you
What up?
doing?
How's it going?
A lot of time when you have first time chatter, it's like everyone will say a quick hi, but this time everyone's just like, whoa, dude, sick name.
It's the
Great.
boy.
Nickname, bro.
Yeah.
What an eerie space. Why would there be columns inside a cave anyway?
Oh god, guys, I
Every
think we're
time I
about to
shuffle them.
encounter the Column Fellows.
How's that?
Ay 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 ay.
Did you rewatch
Hang
those
on, I have it.
recently?
I have.
Oh,
There we go.
You!
Ah, this guy.
spiky
Pointy.
boy.
A menacing Pokemon.
Watch yourself, Skyla. Those quills look vicious.
You see, Fridge, the way that you can solve that problem is by walking into the other room.
Fergan, of
Yeah.
course.
I tried turning Mush up a little bit. Let's see how
Yeah.
that sounds. Who's best here?
I forgot. Have you seen one of these before?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is Poison Dark. So you
Dark.
want ground and
One of those that I forget isn't watertight.
yeah.
Ground,
I
and
like it.
that's it. That's the only weakness to Poison Dark.
Yep.
Huh.
Because my instinct
does
usually
poison
says
resist-
fighting, but poison resists fighting. Yeah.
It's a
Hmm.
very good defensive typing.
Mm-hmm. So
I
do you
don't
know how
have-
to evolve Overquill?
Yeah. I may have
Yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah. It is annoying.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen one before I fought this thing, and I was like, holy shit.
I went
Yeah,
out of
that's
my
my
way to
first
evolve
encounter.
one.
This this thing has the greatest name in Pokemon history.
Fishy. Its text box may say fishy me, but its face says
Overquill.
Alright.
God, the fucking reverb in the cave
Mhm.
is so cool.
What are your stats like?
Strong.
Definitely better special attack.
I don't know if I knew about that menu.
It's
That's been that's been in like every Pokemon game.
it's a
Not
regular
specifically.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
since Gen 6. Fight.
I mean in this game specifically because everything's so different.
Or don't you want to catch this one?
Guess not.
Oh,
Clearly not.
whoops.
Yeah, you caught the first two. Oh well.
Oh well.
Well, now you gotta evolve one, and that's
I
the
already
annoying
did that.
part. Oh well.
I knew you could do it, Skyla.
Oh. Yeah.
Show to me unyielding will. Strike me if you can.
Oh.
Feed me snackies.
Wait, bombs? Are you meant to try to hit Azelf with them then?
Oh. Where'd he go?
I love the contrast here of the other two challenges. Like, Mespret's got kind of a little thing. She's got this little quiz. Azelf, come on, hit me, do it. Do it, you won't.
Will you abandon this folly?
Not through yet. We could just stay still, please.
No. It?
Stay still.
Fuck off. Try harder. It seems you had best give up. Will you continue regardless?
Yes.
Hit me with your best shot.
Here. Oh.
As if
Ah.
you could.
A little early.
No. Oh,
Skill
please.
issue. Give up. You struggle in vain. Will you yet press on?
Yeah.
Gaze. Oh!
Snacky. Take this piece of the spirit to bind the world once more. I am
Oh.
thou. Thou art I.
Ah, shut up.
Thou hast awakened the true power of the Fang persona.
I wonder what Clueless
Confidant.
played recently.
Fuck. Whatever. I started doing a voice that I thought was fitting, and then I realized what it sounded like.
That looked exhausting. But now we've journeyed to all 3 lakes.
I like that trial a lot. That one's my
Mhm.
favorite.
Nice.
Also, because it just gives you a lot of it gives you a lot of it's strange to have Pokemon that speak directly to you through text boxes and like psychic power. It seems we finished the 3 lake trials. If I remember correctly, you were told to then head for the Shrouded Ruins. I don't know what could await us there, but I'm always excited to explore some ancient ruins. Let us be on our way.
Oh,
I
we're
always
just
interpreted
straight down.
I always interpreted the names of the gifts from the lake spirits to be metaphorical. The Shrouded Ruins.
Hmm. Hold on, what? Oh, that.
Eh?
What have we got here?
It's
Ah.
the the Guardians and stuff.
Yeah,
So
there's
there's two
Regigigas.
Ursalunas
Yeah.
and Arceus,
Palkia is
Weirdeer, Palkia, Lilligant, I think?
Raikou?
Ah,
No,
might be
that's
Dialga?
Arcanine.
Whoa. Hmm.
That
Oh
doesn't
no,
look like
no,
an
that is
Arcanine.
Dialga. That is
Yeah, it's got
Dialga.
the pointy head.
And
It's kind of,
the
kind of
cog
sweet, I
shaped
guess.
tail. Yeah, and then at the bottom I think is
I can't tell. There's a head in the way.
and then Regigigas, and yeah. Mist is so very good at obscuring things. It's long been said to blur boundaries.
Hmm.
If we're to somehow bring together the world of humans, the world of Pokemon, and the world of myth, then maybe we need a setting such as this.
Oh, you can see it now. What is that?
Oh, that's Shaman.
Braviary.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that's pretty.
Ah,
yeah. You get the talons at the bottom and the eye-shaped things at the front. Which, side
It
note, I
really
always
does
thought
look
that
more
the
like Shaman.
I always thought that the plume on Braviary in this game in particular looked a lot like um the ice enemy in Undertale.
Snowdrake?
Yeah, Snowdrake.
yeah.
That being said, what are we meant to do now?
Oh, seems I've made it in time.
You arrived just when we'd assembled all 3 gifts. Did you somehow see our progress across the distance dividing us?
I had the aid of a rather remarkable Pokemon, if you really wish to know.
Could you mean that Pokemon that flits about the Hisui region? Ah, but never mind that now. What about the red chain? How are we to forge it?
I would hardly know. We speak of a divine instrument, one said to be capable of binding the very world. You really imagine it can be forged by mortal hands?
Then what are we to do? Search the entire vastness of Hisui for the answer?
Hey again.
Yeah.
Pokemon of the lakes.
Have a thing.
Cool.
Check
You
out
got a
this
sick
rock
necklace.
candy.
Absolutely obsessed with the idea of Azelf just being like this absolutely zened out but still complete shitbird.
So it was true. The pact our people have passed down for all these generations has been kept. At last I can set this burden aside.
You've succeeded once again, Skyla. Yet, things do not seem to be going so well for the rest of the world.
What have you heard now?
I've had some news from my fellow merchants in the Ginkgo Guild. It seems that the commander is going to forego waiting for our investigation to finish. He plans to climb Mount Coronet himself.
Has he lost his senses?
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
He plans to get close to the rift to study it himself?
Yeah, gain might be a little high at this point.
Yeah, you turned the Yeti up too much.
Yeah. Leads to distortion, yeah. Well, he doesn't yet know that our
Distortions?
Skyla has managed to get the red chain now, does he?
Like space-time distortions? So it's your fault!
No.
That's true. There's no way he could. We need to tell him about the chain and about everything Skyla has achieved before he sets out.
Perfect.
There we go.
All right, let's hurry back to town where we are no longer allowed. Let's break some rules. Huh? Wait, Skyla, it's you! I can't believe I just let you pass right by. Thank goodness you're still alive. I mean, of course you are. I knew you'd be all right. Look at him. His smile and optimism restored. Wait 1 second. I'll go let the captain and the professor know you're back. I love Laventon's fucking run.
Oh, my dear Skyla!
Professor, I know you've been worried about Skyla, but there's no need to cry.
I'm not crying! Don't mock your elders, if you please, Ray!
Hey, Len.
I'm not, Mark.
And besides, weren't you the one who couldn't even get a wink of sleep from all your worrying over our friend?
No! You didn't have to tell her that. Just ignore him, Skyla. Anyway, where's Captain Silene? Wasn't she coming with you, Professor?
She's buried under a mound of work, I'm afraid. We're to join her in the Survey Corps office.
The way that that's phrased implies that she's literally buried under papers, as opposed to literally could not get up from their desk and walk outside for a little bit.
It seems her hands are more than full now that Commander Commodo's gone.
It's not here.
We're too late.
Well, he set out for Mount Coronet with the Security Corps in tow. He's determined to handle this whole space-time rift business himself, including dealing with the Pokemon that's been spotted on the other side.
Return of Pokemon. And since I'm such a fine fellow, I took over watching the gate for the Security Corps folks.
And you just let someone waltz right in.
There's a reason I'm on the Survey Corps.
Well, we aren't getting anywhere out here. Let's head inside and report to the captain.
Yolan.
You managed not to die, just as I ordered. Well done.
Captain, we've managed to avoid drowning.
Does your own past deeds earned you any help you may have received? Before moving forward, I must ask. I assume you're here again because you've managed to learn something of use? Got this red chain.
I got this sick rock candy.
Go on.
I am intrigued. I desire
Legendary
sick bling.
tool set to bind the very world. Commander Kamado is no longer here in Jubilee Village. The Security Corps has been scouting the area near the space-time rift, and they reported sightings of something on the other side of it. Something that resembled a Pokemon. Commander made the decision to take the security course to the mountains so as to prepare to fend off any possible threat. They were to make for the temple at the peak.
Boss may be tough, but it still seems like a bad idea to do something so risky without Skyla's help.
As captain of the Survey Corps, I hereby order you to proceed as follows. Skylar, take that red chain to Mount Coronet, make your way to the peak, and put an end to all this. You're officially reinstated at your former rank.
Yay!
Yay!
We're not gonna play the
Nice.
star jingle though, because that's not because it's not important right now. Are you sure, Captain? The boss isn't around to approve that.
If he didn't wish me to decide things in his place, then he should not have left me in charge here.
Fair enough. Then I'll go as well. We're all in this together, we members of the Survey Corps.
Naturally. No one suggested you should not.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yay!
Found family
Oh
trope.
god, not again.
God damn it!
So we have found family here and lost family out here. And a weird dog.
Weird dog.
Something the matter, Lucario?
Oh, hello.
I'm Rai. And you are? Oh, you're Skyla. Nice to meet you.
You've got a familiar hairstyle for a Lucario trainer, don't you?
Yeah.
What is it, Lucario? It seems Lucario sensed your strong aura, too. If you're willing to battle us, could you come to the training grounds?
Is now the best time for that?
It's always the best time for a fight.
I don't think that, I think he just kind of meant when you got the chance, kind of, as a, sky's kind of on fire. I think Zeke was mush.
No, I'm pretty sure I was one.
No. Yeah, no, I think, was I Zeke? I might have been Zeke.
I do not remember. It's been
I think
a
he was
long
Wanda
time.
snuck out of the village without telling me, and she hasn't come back. I heard she was all bundled up against the cold, too, so I got this sneaking suspicion she went to the Alabaster Icelands. Whatever sent her out there, it doesn't seem like it was an assignment from the Security Corps. But what else could make her want to go to such a dangerous place alone? I really need some help again from you and that Ursaluna. Use the scent from the scraps of Wanda's old kerchief and search her out for me. I'm trying to not make all of my voices tonight just some guy, but that's kind of the voices, the characters I've been assigned, or that I've had to voice so far tonight. And this time I'll go look for her myself as well. I can't just stand by and rely on you every time. I'm her big brother. I can't let her down now. Wait for me, Wanda. I'll save you this time.
You're gonna
Lucario
die.
and the Mystery of Mew is so good.
Oh, my savior. I was looking for you, you know.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
What? My brother went to the Alabaster Icelands? Zeke? That brother? The one who's refused to even set foot outside the village since he got attacked by some shigs and totally traumatized. We've got to go find him at once. Please, Savior, you've got to help me one more time.
Well, shit.
That was unexpected.
It's very cold out here.
Well, we better go get him before we close the, before we deal with the space-time rift, or he'll somehow stumble his way into the rift and just get yoinked.
Teach me. Oh,
Money.
Here's how you fold space time.
We've got to have money.
Barry's moonlit dance.
Well, there can't be moonlit right now. There's no sky.
As Steph from the Supply Corps says he'd like us to look into something about the habitats of good parents. No, no other request.
Hunger Games strikes again soon. How long has it been since the last one?
A year.
Well,
Hmm.
I figured, but I forget how frequently, or like how quickly time folds.
Time is fake.
Time is fake.
I do them every July.
Can I finish? Might. I think I might have.
Celebrate the 4th of July 2 days early by murdering all your friends.
Yeah, but I can just turn it in, I think. First. I can come back to that. Let's just focus on story for a moment.
Alright. What if you need that random side quest reward?
I'll be fine.
Did you find the commander, Skyla?
The commander is already at Mount Coronet.
Already? How could a grown man like Commander Commodore be so reckless?
Mr. Mime in the background.
First expelling you, Skyla, and now this! I think he needs a stern talking to. As the leader of the Pearl Clan, loyal to Almighty Sinnoh who reigns over all space, I can go anywhere in vast Hisui that I please. And now, I'm going to go stop the commander.
Who is the reckless one?
It occurs to me that Silene hasn't met them.
Hey, you got run out of the village, right? But you still try to find a way to help us all?
That's right. Skylar worked hard to get that red chain to help everybody.
Too right. And a fine job she did too. The Survey Corps is always hard at work for the sake of everyone here in the village, as well as for the sake of our relations with Pokemon.
Thanks. Here, take this.
Hands you a gun.
It fell out of the hole in the sky. I don't know how to work it.
Your orders are 3. 1. Make for the summit camp and, from there, the Temple of Sinnoh. 2. Use the red chain to resolve this mess. And 3. Return here alive.
Yeah.
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 Shout out to Pickle, the Graveler in the background. I've heard the latest. So you've been accepted back into the Galaxy team, have you?
Yep.
I suppose congratulations are in order. Here, some max potions from me to celebrate.
Oh boy.
It looks like the big moment is upon us at last. But no doubt it'll be fine. After all, he worked so hard to earn that red chain. God, he's so fucking pretty. Sorry. I had a moment where I looked at the way that his fucking eyeliner. Both Adaman and Narita have headed to the peak as well. My good friend Skyla, I wish you great fortunes in the battle to come. I would truly regret losing one of our most beloved and loyal customers. seems Kamado intends to use the summit camp as a base of operations for this undertaking. As for me, I think I will set up shop closer to the temple itself. Have you heard? He's really into ruins and shit. Oh,
hello.
you. God damn it.
Oh no.
Things certainly seem to have gotten out of hand. And if anything goes wrong, the great Melly will be here. For moral support, at least.
I hope Electrode blows up with you on him.
You can turn it
Blows up!
Oh ho! It seems you've now caught a considerable number of Pokemon in total. Bravo, my girl!
Melly
Allow me to
has
take a look
negative
at your
moral
latest
support.
findings.
Knowing that he's there, just yeah, it's been a bit since you were able to talk to him. Oh, Shiny Baneri,
Yeah.
when was that? Oh, Shiny Snorer, when was that?
Oh my!
There's a few outbreaks.
It's still going!
Oh, Shiny
it's not
Swinub,
big.
when was that? Oh, Shiny
9
Bronzer, when was that?
pages. 9
Oh.
pages.
I didn't consider
Also-
it's been months since you last reported to Lavington.
Yeah, shout out to Alpha Bastiodon. Specifically because they only appear in space-time rifts, and also alphas are hard to get to spawn anyway. Can you scroll back through your pages real quick? I want to.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, never mind.
I
Whatever.
Say.
359.
Nice. That's three. That's
And
like
only
3
99 of them with a
times-
backstrike. You're slacking.
Yay.
Yay!
Look at all these updated entries.
How many of these have you actually been able to read until now?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an excellent question.
What
I
if
think
we
I
did
made
a
next rank.
stream?
Bonk.
What if we do a stream that's just reading all the Pokedex entries?
Splendiferous!
I'm only halfway joking. I would love to do. I love
Alright,
reading.
let's go
Pokedex.
home. I need to go get my left foot forward real quick.
Actually, yeah, I should do that.
Fashion Souls. Fashion Souls. You got to pick the right outfit.
Of course.
You're fighting God. You have to pick the right outfit.
We don't know what we're fighting up there yet. Maybe it's
God
a very
asked
angry
for it.
Bidoof.
Yeah, God. Well, I returned alive. That's one of 3.
Supposed to get a rank 10 now, I wonder.
You're the star.
Bam!
Yeah.
Nice.
Officially attained the rank of 9th star in the Galaxy Expedition team. And I present you with these. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you. Next rank, 21,000.
I don't think I made it to rank 10.
How?
I don't remember. I might have and just forgot about it.
You did. I know you did. You know how I know you did? Because you're insane and thought seek all Pokemon meant all of, like, the whole thing. Okay, not
gonna
insane for
bring that
thinking
up
that that's
until
what that
later.
meant, but insane because you did it.
Ooh.
I love that Scarecrow.
I have some new styles in stock. Please feel free to have a look. What kind of new styles?
I wish it marked the new styles.
I think they...
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
Sneasel.
Sneasel.
Headbands.
You can't tell, but the headband has a little thing on the front. Also, I love the head kerchief. I wore it all the time because it reminds me of the Pokemon breeder design from Gen 3.
Everyday kimono. Come on, kimono, pattern kimono.
Stripey. You have to install Counter-Strike Source to wear this outfit.
Plaid. Ooh.
Ooh, dots.
Fancy kimonos.
Ah,
Okay.
Skyla, I like that outfit. I especially love the polka dots.
God damn it.
Tailored suits.
Gentlemen,
What even is new?
It might
think
just
it's some
be
of the
colors
different-
or
I think
patterns
it's
or
the-
something.
yeah, I think it's some of the different patterns.
Mm. Snow boots, ankle boots.
Yeah, the ankle boots are just regular ass leather shoes.
What clothes do I currently have? Ooh.
Very good. Join the dark side.
Join the cute side.
Join the goo side.
I thought I was gonna sneeze, but then I wasn't. Ah,
Oh yeah, modern jacket.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm,
once you got
yes,
access
modern.
to the um once you got access to the exact haircut and style as Cyrus, one of the first things I did was I wore the modern jacket and outfit and got my hair cut done the exact same, and also had them make my eyebrows invisible to be as Cyrus as possible. I then immediately changed it back because God, I don't want to walk around looking like that.
You had to go show Silene first, right?
It's a strange look. Oh, do you have the snow goggles?
No, I don't have any glasses.
You should.
Where are they? Monocles. Ooh, shades. Oh, like
Yes.
these.
These look so silly, but they're apparently actually like
Yeah, no,
natural
this
kind
is
of
what snow goggles
thing.
actually are, and they've been around for ages.
I think we talked about that last time too, but it's been months, so
Yep.
I don't remember exactly.
I'm gonna actually look up the exact history of snow goggles because I'm curious now. All I know is that it's very, very disturbing seeing snow goggles like those, where they are where you see them in like old photographs. Because you'd think that they'd be some kind of modern invention, but no, like they've been around for ages. But when you see them in old photographs and you see people wearing them, it looks very unsettling.
Ooh, Chingling.
Hmm.
Snow goggles are a type of eyewear traditionally used by the Inuit and Yupik peoples of the Arctic to prevent snow blindness. The goggles are traditionally made of driftwood, especially spruce, bone, walrus ivory, same word, which is just basically walrus tusk, caribou antler, or in some cases seashore grass. The workpiece is carved to fit the wearer's face, and one or more narrow horizontal slits are carved through the front. The goggles fit tightly against the face so that the only light entering is through the slits, and soot is sometimes applied to the inside to help cut down on glare. The slits are made narrow not only to reduce the amount of light entering, but also to improve the visual acuity. Wider slits result in a larger field of view.
accurate. You like the lake.
Yeah. That is almost the entire article.
Very important NPC.
Spheal!
Oh, thank goodness you passed by. Please, I need you to rescue my Spheal. Its adorable round body caused it to go rolling down the hill, and it's headed straight for the Stonetooth Rolls and Boulder Roll Ravine. Those areas are full of dangerous Pokemon. You are that new Survey Corps member everyone's talking about, right? Please, help me find my dear Spheal.
Rolling around with this Spheal.
It's a very silly quest. I think it makes perfect sense that a Spheal could just roll away, but it's still very funny.
There it is.
Yeah.
And away you go. Feel.
Rotund.
Hey.
There he go!
And you just let him go?
It was a cutscene. What was she supposed to do?
Ooh. Oh.
That's also a round.
And oh, he just wants to be by the water.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm still going.
Oh my goodness, Spheal. I can't believe you rolled all the way down here. You escorted Spheal all this way, right? Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, escorted.
Please meet me back at the summit camp. I'll thank you properly there.
That was fun.
Very
Let's do
good.
it again.
Hello.
Thanks to you, I was able to find Spheal, and it's without a scratch, too. Here, this is for everything you're done.
Yay.
Nice!
Andy.
You're going to be more careful from now on, won't you, Spheal?
It's already gone.
Huh? Where'd Spheal go?
Please, Fee.
No, don't do it.
Chaos.
No!
Chaos.
Spheal!
Chaos!
Chaos, chaos.
Yeah, well, not our problem. You already rewarded us for it. You can deal with it this time.
I'm desperately trying to
Nose.
find where I put the sound file for Spheal's little cry when I made the Spheal meme video. But I cannot find where I put it.
Where are you going, you big drip?
Ah.
I was compelled. Ow. God! God! Ah! I am going to be. Hang on.
I am going to beat you to death.
This is a stone portal. I'm not really sure what the point is any longer. I think you could go ask for me. I'm kind of scared. There's a lot going on up there.
This theme is one of the fucking best. Walk slowly. We need to hear this as long as possible.
Oh, hey. What are- No, I wanted that iron chunk.
No. No chunks.
But chunks.
Oh, still alive and kicking. Sorry about having to shutter the wallflower. I'd much rather be there now, serving up some freshly grilled potato mochi. But that Taskmaster Commodore's gone and left me to oversee our food supply. He always finds a way to put even these old bones to work. While I'm handling that, I suppose I'll handle you as well. Time we got rid of you once and for all.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand.
Bloody Mochi Man.
I'll make myself plain. As Commodore's right hand, I'm charged with executing all the gritty deeds, and Commodore can't or won't do himself. I gave him my word I'd get rid of any fools that might dream of getting in the way of his plans. And besides, it's not just Commodore who longs to live in a new home free of fear or strife. His dream is mine now, too. You've seen my smoke bombs before, right? Well, this is how you're meant to use them. When I heard you managed to quell those nobles one after another, oh, did it ever make my blood run hot and my heart pound.
That's some familiar hair.
Last. At last. One final opponent, worthy of my great ninja techniques, that have been left to molder all these long years. This reveal is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's getting closer.
Approaching.
Benny.
How dare you?
Boy.
Sleepy.
Sleepy. Oh. He's like, oh no! That's super effective!
He is
And
going
with
to
the-
beat
with
you
the-
to death.
And he did.
Close combat really is the epitome of I am going to beat you to death.
I mean, effectively, yes, but in spirit, I think beat up does it more.
Touche. Well, beat up isn't beat up the one that
Beat up is
that-
we are going to
yeah,
beat
exactly.
you
I
to
was
death.
gonna say because it's influenced by how many party Pokemon are still able to fight.
Fair enough. I was kind of conflating I and we are going to beat you to death as
Yeah.
pretty much the same meme.
I am going to beat me to death. Self-destruct. Anyway, so the moment that I posted the Pokemon Legends casting chart, Quark had this to say. I love how they use Pokemon teams for connections and to showcase both the similarities and differences between the ancestors and their descendants. It's just, mwah, chef's kiss. Benny's Mismagius and Sneeze are obviously there as representatives of his true occupation. Hardly something cute and sweet like Wally's Roselia, which is like Verdanturf's flowers, and Delcatty. But then the Gardevoir and Gallade, spoilers I guess, Gallade, but you know, and Pokemon associated with love and kindness and justice, and those are
hair. We know it's coming.
yeah. Pokemon associated with love and kindness and justice, and those are his aces, and the kind Benny you met who made you potato mochi at the end of the day is really who he truly is. It's just, oh, I love Pokemon, I love Pokemon. That is almost verbatim her message. And I am there wholeheartedly with like every sentiment there. I reflect. It's so good.
Oh yes, this guy is Wally's ancestor.
Yeah. In case the hints weren't subtle enough.
It's not difficult to miss a hairstyle.
Yeah. Although I will say I did like that they kept it ambiguous as to whether like the fact that his design was the way it was concealed is very, very smart.
He had a hat on.
But yeah, but he had he has a green facial hair too. The fact that they, you know, in this anime world filled with anime characters, you'd think that every character would just kind of have that bright and colorful hairstyle their entire lives. But no, the fact that Benny is specifically is graying is very, I don't know. It implies some, well, not implies. I was gonna say it's just like he came inherently more, I don't know, deadly, I guess, serious, when you see that his hair is just fully gray and he's not as youthful and, I don't know. So, sometimes I just speak words and hope that I convey the vibe of what I'm saying, even if the words themselves don't make any sense.
Just starts talking and hopes he has a finished sentence out by the time he's done.
Thank you, Fridge.
Is this gonna?
Thank you, Fridge.
I'm just gonna take it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
barely. It seems my ninja techniques will soon be consigned to history. Very good, young one. Very good indeed. It's only a foolish ninja who tries to keep after a target they know they cannot beat. And to be honest, I don't hate you. Might actually like you after a fashion.
I just tried to murder you as a friend.
At least
You know
for
how
the
it
skill
is.
you show in battle. But listen well, Skylar. Pokemon are truly terrifying creatures. Kamado and I saw our hometown burned to the ground by maddened Pokemon running amok. We lost plenty of friends and comrades that day. That's why Kamado came here to Hisui to try and build a new home where people could live free from fear. But to achieve something truly great, you sometimes have to take extreme actions. If, hypothetical as it may be, a Pokemon were to appear from within that space-time rift, Kamado might lose hold of his reason. Save Kamado from himself. By force, if you must. Do that and I'll stuff you full of more delicious potato mochi than a human stomach can handle.
Good thing we usually work on those in a team of 3.
Since
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sun and
Also,
Moon, every
now that we're
Pokemon
seeing them
game-
in now that we're seeing them in color, the rune at the bottom that we couldn't identify before, it wasn't Braviary, it was Azelf.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you
so
saying?
like,
Mr. Granny?
since like Sun and Moon, every Pokemon game that had like a single food they're like fixated on, and like is the only food mentioned in game and comes up extremely often, and it's always kind of weirded me out.
It's
Like Sun and Moon was Malasadas. This one's got the potato mochi. Galar had the curry, and Paldean had the sandwiches. Those are mechanics, but still, it's a recurring theme recently.
yeah.
It's
That one's
Azelf,
Afflug.
Reggie. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think this one is definitely Azap. I don't think the other one was the same. I think it was a different one.
no. I'm talking about. I was just talking about the one at the bottom that was partly obscured that we thought was Braviary. But yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
completely
think that
different
that
pattern.
was a different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they don't look quite the same as that Azelf up there.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, I get what you're saying now. But yeah, so it's and the one on the bottom left is Darkrai.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh wait, no, that's
is-
Basky Legion again.
yeah, no, that okay, so that has to be Darkrai now that I'm looking
That
at
is
it more.
very
because the
Darkrai.
blue, or not Darkrai. Sorry, I meant Dialga when I was looking at the ones on the quadrupedal one.
Yeah.
These-
Why is there two
These
Dialga?
carvings are all over the place, and I
They're
got into some sort
they're
of
meant to be
code with them.
characters. I don't think there is. Speaking of code, what's the one on the top right to the left of Arceus?
That's Cleaver.
Ivor.
Oh, okay. See, for a bit, it looked like a quadrupedal Pokemon rearing up on its hind legs,
Mm-hmm.
which
I
I
guess
guess
Zekrom, which is definitely not right.
I guess Cleavor is on its hind legs because that's how bipedal Pokemon work. But Malasada, curry, sandwiches, jelly donuts. Anyway, this song that's playing here, this absolutely incredible remix of the Mount Coronet theme. This only
Yeah.
plays in this one cave.
Why?
They did not have to go this hard. Anyway, this game's music is fucking phenomenal. I don't remember if this game was a contender for the best soundtrack of the year for 2022, but it should have been. Actually, I think it might have been, now that I'm thinking about it. I know it was a contender for something.
Over here, but... Hey, Volo.
Well, this is it. Have you bought everything you need?
Oh, one last little shop.
Uh,
I don't need anything.
Yeah, I remember this game came out in 2022 because it was the same,
exact same year as the other gigantic open world Pokemon game with
Yeah, this was-
results.
schedule is a little bit unsustainable.
Yeah, but the games are
Mm.
so freaking good that it almost makes it worth it, but not
It should
enough.
be
Oh, this
better.
one.
They should be better.
You better take that red chain up to the top of the mountain. That Pokemon threatening to descend on the peak any moment now. Think. Maybe Almighty Sinnoh. But all this has to be stopped, and you're the only one who can do it.
And for the record, if it's rampaging and causing problems, it's their Sinnoh, not mine.
Almighty Sinnoh seems to be nearly here, but still the commander obstructs us. Talk sense into Commander Kamado, failing that punch sense into him.
Do you think you're gonna get close enough to do that? The man threw you across the room at least twice.
You again. I've heard that this red chain of yours will bind the world. I assume that to bind the world means to hold the world together, keeping it as it's meant to be. A welcome idea, But can I truly put my faith in such tales?
Trust me.
Very convincing.
Commander, please be reasonable. I understand you're bound to protect your people as commander of the Galaxy Expedition Team. I have the same duty toward my clan. But doubting Skyla like this, you're not just wrong, you're a fool!
Perhaps you are right. But if I were to simply place my faith in this girl, and that faith were to be betrayed, then how could I possibly face my people?
You may think you're the only one desperate to protect the people of Jubilife, but you're not. Skyla's putting her life on the line as well.
I can't help but think of the one line where it's just like, why would I want to tear apart the land of Hisui? I live here!
Fine, enough! Let fate decide what happens next. Whichever of us is stronger will prevail. Face me with your Pokemon, Skyla. Today we battle in earnest.
Okay.
Fight
ready
me!
for one of the ready for one of the coolest fucking fights?
Look at his mustache in the wind.
It's very good. Anyway,
Ooh.
his seeing Kamado in fucking battle armor is so goddamn cool.
Yeah, it's basically like a darker version of Wickstrom's armor from Gen 6.
Yeah.
Well, except Kamado is from like an Eastern or like a more Japanese like country, I guess. Because wasn't Wickstrom's armor like? Am I crazy, or wasn't Wickstrom's armor more like Western Europe style?
It's more metal.
rather than-
They've got very similar, like the patterning on the chest and
Yeah.
the shoulders are very similar. Let me just
Yeah,
put a
it's
picture
not.
of them
It's
now.
not like there's real world country equivalents all the time, and there definitely doesn't need to be. It's more interesting if there's not.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just impressed I actually remember the guy's name.
Yeah. All the NPCs in Generation 6 have such good designs, but they are nothing. They are so nothing characters. It sucks.
Masters helps somewhat.
That's true, but I don't play gacha games.
That's a good idea.
I thought you were gonna
Ooh,
say that's a
it's not.
shame
This
because
is
it's a
straight
cute little
up
thing, but
Wickstrom's
no.
armor. Just darker in color.
Oh,
It's even got the little holsters for Pokeballs.
I always thought it looked more like samurai armor than like I said,
It does.
knight armor, but it's ambiguous enough that I think it serves both purposes, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, ow.
How indeed. I get another one.
We live in.
That attack debuff really paid off.
Yeah.
Fable. Oh boy, Carmine. Oh, fairy type. Of course.
I don't really have a distinct fairy counter. I got steel.
Yeah. That's a pretty distinct fairy counter.
Yeah. I forgot Empoleon when I was thinking of just water. I was looking for a poison type, which not correct.
Very loud, incorrect buzzer.
Anyway, kill. It's gonna do like no damage.
Hmm. This is gonna do less damage.
Less than nothing.
Finish it? Yeah.
Nice.
Last one. Done.
Rock.
Against the water type, huh?
Not
Ow.
only a water type, also a steel type. Oh my god!
Does it not have a ground move? Oh, it took that.
My attack is still lowered.
Oh, I did, right, yeah. From the baby doll eyes.
Nice.
Any Pokemon that threatens our life here must be eliminated.
Yay.
You truly are a force to be reckoned with. Skyla, the fates have decided. I concede, and I apologize sincerely for doubting you.
Commander Kamado.
I know I have no right to ask it of you any longer, but please, use that strength of yours for the sake of the Galaxy Expedition Team. No, for the sake of the Celestica people, and all the Pokemon living in Hisui.
Yay.
Don't you worry, Commander. We got the red chain.
Nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing whatsoever.
Nothing. Oh.
Statues of the nobles.
It's very cool. It's very cool. This area is so fucking cool.
How tiny Azulog is.
They couldn't fit him on any other way. It's like an amiibo.
Come on, now's the time. Use the red chain.
How? We didn't
Wait.
think that far ahead.
What is this? There's a voice in my head? No, in my heart? It's speaking to me. You hold the red chain. Try to catch me then.
Whoa, Irida. Do you hear what you're saying? Catch you?
Almighty Sinnoh! I think Almighty Sinnoh may be speaking to me. It's telling me you hold the red chain. Try to catch me then, for the fight to come.
Take these.
Just in case.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hello.
Hey there.
Ah.
Oh. Oh no.
Follow me, bitch!
Oh.
Get red chained idiot. Fuck. This version of this theme is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Oh.
Okay.
So, yeah,
We're just gonna go, okay?
So yeah, apparently deciding which of the two clan leaders you want to join you on your quest to the lakes determines which is the true Sinnoh.
Huh.
Well, not necessarily true. Just the version
Which
that
one
you
do
see.
get? Ooh, nice.
That was a lucky miss.
Can you take one more? Ooh.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Um,
You did
Frostbite's
good.
a DOT in this one, right?
oh.
Oh yeah.
How effective on unsuspecting Pokemon? Maybe not then.
Yeah, I don't think they work better in an actual battle. I don't know if they're worse, though.
The Gigaton balls are they're equivalent to Ultra balls.
Oh hey.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
First try.
She caught it, right? She caught God?
So, is this like the ultimate proof of your point, or the ultimate proof of the opposite point? Because, on one hand, it came before you, a la Almighty Sinnoh, you know, like they were saying. But on the other hand, she caught it because it's a Pokemon. So, is this good for your faith or bad, or are you just kind of having an existential crisis right now?
Existential crisis.
And
The
the same goes for Adaman, because I think he's having the
Oh,
exact
yeah.
same thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
The red chain's been shattered, but we still got the Pokemon of the length to thank for getting this far.
Oh, well done, Skylar, my girl. Masterfully handled. I was watching the whole time as you battled and caught your way to a simply stunning victory.
I was
watching the
cowering
whole
over
time
there.
from way back there.
Yeah. Same joke, same joke.
You truly are the pride of the Survey Corps.
It's all because she had me to show her the ropes when she first got here. Definitely. Definitely? Definitely.
I can hear Almighty Sinnoh. No, it's called Palkia. Mighty Palkia is speaking to me in my mind. Space-time grows chaotic. The power fails. The frenzied one, it comes now to fight. That is why I am here.
You're telling me there's another one?
Two of
Two
them.
of them!
But the red chain smashed to bits. No way even Skylar could tackle another Pokemon as strong as that last one now.
There is something very chilling about Kamado, of all people, just being terrified.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
So, anybody remember Primal Day all ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't even. I'm not even gonna try to say that.
All of you, we must vacate this. Now, the Benson Park. Okay, come on. We gotta make it back to Summit Camp Wall. We still can. We need to leave before this other almighty sinner decides he wants to fight us.
But Commander!
We can't just leave it here.
You dunce! We won't be of any use to anybody if we die up here on this mountain! What are you waiting for? I'm telling you, we gotta get gone!
Yeehaw.
Such dreadful power. It's certainly beyond our current capabilities to survey such a creature. I'm amazed you even managed to stay on your feet before it, Skyla. And did you notice the energy pouring out of the rift? It seems likely the buildup of the same energy was what caused the strange lightning that threw the noble Pokemon into their frenzied states.
So our two clans truly were following different Almighty Sinnoh, but both were real. What a shocking turn of events.
What a twist.
To say nothing of the shock of hearing the commander speak so differently.
Yeehaw.
I must apologize from the bottom of my heart to the both of you as fellow leaders. You saw the truth that I could not. You never abandoned your trust in Skyla. And to you, Skyla. I acted on ill-considered presumptions and drove you from the Galaxy Expedition team, forcing you to face great hardship alone. And despite all that, you still strove to save all of Hisui. I think I've said that word differently every time it's come up.
It's not an easy one to say.
Because now we could just sit back and ignore the space-time rift.
And we understood, Commander, that you had reasons to act as you did.
Commander, might I suggest we return to the matter at hand? We've left things in quite a state up at the temple.
There's a fucked up god up there.
That's the stuff, Mr. Professor. You'd rather face what's in front of us than dwell on the past, huh? Just what I'd expect from a real scientist.
A dependable attitude indeed. Yes, let us move on. No need to speak any further about my rash actions. Not to mention my loss of composure.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up.
It seems that having Skyla...
I think anyone that does bring it up is, I think the reason that no one is going to bring it up is because they're likely to be thrown across the room before they can.
It seems that having Skyla about has been a good influence on all.
That's only natural. Skyla is strong enough to defeat even this new opponent single-handedly.
Whoa, slow down. Did you forget that the red chain broke?
We'll be alright, armed with the knowledge mighty Palkia imparted to me.
I'm God's specialist boy.
Palkia, the Pokemon that talked to you? Palkia? How did you pronounce that?
Yes, it told me its name, but that's not all. It also told me this. The stone of creation's beginning. The chain of red. The vessel of humankind's invention. Unite these three and calm the chaos now disturbing the flow of time. And then, mighty Palkia must go back with us to the temple, it said.
Well, that chain of red is in pieces now, but if little bits will do, I gathered those.
And the vessel of humankind's invention. I dare say that might refer to a Pokeball.
Oh. That's gotta be it. What about that Stone of Creation's beginning part?
Leon might have some idea. He's knowledgeable about stones and minerals. He even goes digging for ore sometimes.
Is that so? Then Warden Leon will be a fine resource to consult. And what are your thoughts, Professor Levinton? Do you have any idea on what this stone could be?
No?
Oh, upon my word, perhaps I do! Skyla, my girl, could you lend me those plates you received from Weirdeer and the others? The ones that Volo said had messages engraved upon them.
Sure.
Aha! Just as I remembered. Here, on the back of the Earth plate, it says... When the universe was created, its shards became this plate. I think this may be a hint as to what we need.
How do you mean?
Don't you see? We must search for stone, or rather ore, I suppose, that shares the same material properties as these plates. In fact, I believe that young Leon might know just where to find such a thing, as he said he'd been investigating it at Volo's urging.
Now that you mention it, that Volo fellow's been around out in the Diamond Settlement asking about those plates before, too.
This
I'm
seems
very
like a lead
nosy.
worth following.
It's decided then. Thus begins our search for the Stone of Creation's beginning. Although the name is rather a mouthful, wouldn't you say? I propose we call it Origin Ore.
Origin, if you will.
Nice
We're in
job,
imminent
Ray.
danger.
Irida, may we ask for your clan's aid once more?
Of course. I'll call Leon to the summit camp at once.
I waited as long as anyone could reasonably expect, but my invitation just never came.
Oh no.
So I decided to honor you all with an unsolicited visit. Be glad and rejoice.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, thank you.
Now, Adaman, I see the other louts have a little task to be getting on with. But of the great Melly, where's my role in all of this? I'm your leader, Melly. Show a shred of respect, would you? Fine, whatever. Just hurry up and give me a job, great leader Adaman, and make it a good one. You want a job? Fine. Your job is to support the others. All the other wardens are busy looking after their nobles and keeping the people of our clans from panicking. Take a hint!
Melly, shut the fuck up challenge.
Oh, Adaman. Oh, you silly, foolish boy. Don't you understand anything? Everyone has work they are suited to and work they are not. And oh, before I forget, it seemed you weren't entirely useless after all, Galaxy Team Grunt. Well done, you. Take this as a reward for your adorable efforts. Just my way of encouraging the little people. And you're also little compared to me. Have some candy.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
I brought Leon.
Howdy.
Yeesh. That ugly hat suits you as poorly as this important role does. I don't like this at all.
I will fucking eat your ankles.
I should be the one consulted for my wisdom.
Hisoi's ores and stones are her precious resource. Since I was the first to realize that fact, it's only natural that I should be the first consulted.
Shut up, you're like
If you
2
have a-
feet tall.
If you have a problem with it, perhaps you'd like to take it up with Cleavor in battle. With that bumbling ball of yours?
Excuse me? That bumbling ball is more than capable of zapping both you and that ugly bug of yours all the way back to your stupidly tall, oversized tree. Shall we prove it to you now? Melly, give it a rest and play nice with the Pro Clan for once, would you? Bigger things are at stake here. But Adaman!
But Dad!
Everyone back home is all worked up because the Pearl Clan got to speak to Almighty Sinnoh. Or Pulkia or whatever. Do you want them to hog all the glory? Warden Leon, if you would.
Certainly. Then let us set out at once. We make for the primeval grotto.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just over this way. We.
So now you asked this like 10 minutes ago, Fridge, to explain Kamado's whole shift there. That's the thing that doesn't really translate super well.
Yeah.
So, there's a certain region of Japan called Kansai, and it's kind of got a reputation for being kind of lowbrow, unrefined, and people have an accent called the Kansai dialect. It's a fairly common trope in Japanese media for characters that have a Kansai accent to like disguise it.
I believe the most. No, oh, actually, no. I think that's a different thing. It's kind of a similar thing with, at least it is a. It's not a perfect comparison, but a kind of similar point would be Lotta Hart, where she's supposed to be from. She's basically from, I think. What's the name of the specific one? A specific city. But basically, she's supposed to have kind of like an annoying touristy voice. And as a result, they kind of made her have a southern accent because that's like the closest kind of point of comparison. I think it's a similar
That does
situation.
tend to be how they translate that accent.
Yeah, it's kind of the
Because there's
closest thing. Like a
Yeah,
country
it
bumpkin.
really, it really is the closest point of comparison because there's no easy, it's one of those very specific cultural things that you can't really
Yeah.
convey. Not to mention the fact that, American accents and variations thereof are kind of difficult to put into words in the same way that you can with Japanese characters conveying specific Japanese accents.
Yeah.
And
What
dialects.
a curious cave.
I think Taro Taro in Danganronpa 2 also has the same thing going on.
Yeah, the exact same thing. He's
Yeah.
a Kansai accent he disguises, and it comes out when he gets all worked up.
I feel some extraordinary power here, as if the world itself was created in this very place. What do you think, Leon?
Taking into consideration my knowledge of ores, my skill at mining, and the strength of my Sligoo's moves, I think you'd better leave any extraction work up to us, wouldn't you say?
Who?
That's
It's
you,
the...
dummy.
Yep. It's
I'm gonna have to
the group again.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there. Yep.
Oh, come on. Who's there? You don't have any time to waste with... Clover, we haven't seen you walked out in the clan. Where have you been all this time?
I don't have to tell you nothing.
Look, you can carry on digging out that treasure you're after, and then you'll give it to us.
I don't even know why you look surprised. It's not as if you were hard to follow. What we seek may be as precious as treasure, but this isn't about how valuable it is. We need it to restore this awful sky to normal. That earnest goody two-shoes act of yours is what made me leave the Pearl Clan in the first place.
She's supposed to be in charge. Of course she has to have that kind of act.
Enough. I don't care why any of you ran off to play bandit, but I won't let you get in Leon's way. There are 3 of you and 3 of us. Let's go. Skyla, you take charm.
Okay. I bring good luck to my sisters wherever I go, and ill luck to anyone who crosses our path. I'm the eldest, and I'll be your unlucky charm, especially in this, the battle of a lifetime.
These 3 are really trying their hardest to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, it was very, you know, like shocking to see that there's like, you know, bandits in a world like this where it's like you'd think that everyone would be like eager to help each other out because it's a scary new place, and then you get, you know, but then they just kind of
turn into teamwork. Yeah, Gomez.
They just
just Team Rocket
stay
now.
way longer than they're relevant.
They're trying to be video game Team Rocket. They're being anime Team Rocket.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Especially because it's fairly likely you'll have Palkia with you at this point.
Yep.
And can just utterly wipe the floor with her.
Ah!
Well, bye,
Or you
Rengar.
could do this and lose.
Ganger. Launch.
Launch.
Smashing.
Bye.
That one's easy. Well, you are rather formidable.
Come on, Clover. Why not come back to the Diamond Clan? Times are changing. We're changing. We could really use someone as strong as you are. Are you joking?
Interested in living back in that place, all its stupid rules.
Look, we'll let you keep your treasure this time, but you'd better do something about that sky.
We were trying to, and then you got in our way.
You're as strong as ever, Skylar. Maybe you really can do something about that monstrous creature at the top of the mountain. But even if you do, the next time we meet, you won't escape without a beating. Remember that.
Honestly, those 3... What they even come here for?
That's what we've been saying!
Ah, well, I'll heal up everyone's Pokemon.
Man, where can we get one of those Poopadoo Wep machines?
Coin
It'd be
Pokemon
really
Center.
convenient if we could.
never hesitated to help someone in need, even if she groused as she did so. I suspect they may have been worried about us, perhaps even wanting to help.
So, are you trying to tell me that it's a tsundere act?
They are movie Team Rocket.
Ah. Are you telling me that no one's going to see that all our hard work? Yes, actually, no. Lots of people saw what you did. Huh? That is hands down one of my favorite fucking god, top 10 Pokemon anime moments ever.
Pokemon movie night one.
God,
There's
just
so
all of them.
many of them.
All of
We're
them.
going for days. And they should have just said so. What a pain they are hiding behind all that attitude. Alright, time to go play Minecraft.
I was able to extract some of that origin ore, or whatever it is we should call it. Suppose it had better go with you, Skylar. Ooh.
Or spoken of in ancient myths, said to contain the power of almighty Sinnoh itself.
That was surprisingly easy.
That's why we had to put a half-assed battle in there. Yeah, I think one of the other reasons that they make them show up so frequently is because there's not very many other people that you can have a Pokemon battle with otherwise, just because
Yeah.
no one has Pokemon. But they could have easily made, I don't know what. No, you simply failed to recognize my skill. You ought to be praising my hard work, honestly.
I knew we could count on you, Ilian. No wonder Cleaver recognizes you as a worthy warden.
Oh, shucks.
Let's bring it back to Mr. Professor and show him what we got.
Mr. Professor.
Mr. Professor.
First name
Mr.
Professor.
Mr. Professor Laventon's his full name.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick.
Laventon's got sound judgment. Plus knowledge to spare despite his silly streak.
So this is the stone of creation's beginning, the origin.
Ooh.
Mhm. Why are you booing me? Ray came up with that.
What?
Yes, one could certainly feel an imposing aura emanating from it. Could this be the feeling of the very origin itself?
The feeling of being watched.
Ooh.
I've been meaning to ask since you brought that up, but
Something about the verbally making the Mario 64 warp sound effect was very funny. Woo.
Oh my god, there's an animation for it now.
Yeah, it's so good.
the origin of what exactly?
Origin of Wom.
Of everything by the sound of it.
Exactly, my girl! Now then, back we go to Jubilife Village.
He's walked all the way up this. Fine. All right, Mr. Professor. It's all in pieces now, but it's what's left of the red chain. Just dumps a pile of crystal on your desk.
That's quite literally what he
Splendid.
does.
Even in pieces, I think we'll find it still perfectly fit for purpose. We're jolly lucky you had the foresight to pick up all these broken bits and bobs back at the temple.
I had to give Adamant something to do when you picked Iria.
It was
You're up next,
shiny.
Skyla. Time for whatever we're calling that stone.
The fragments of the red chain, collected at great personal risk by the Diamond Clan. Then the Stone of Creation's beginning, which we only learned of thanks to the Pearl Clan. And now it's time for the Galaxy team to play its part and turn these items into a proper vessel.
Boy, I wonder what we're making here.
Ray, my boy, you are one of our team's greatest craftspeople. Could I ask you to do the honors?
Mm-hmm. Just you wait, Skyla. You'll finally see what I'm truly capable of. Mr. Professor sees a reality.
This may take us some time. Perhaps the rest of you had best wait outside while we work.
It's Fial.
Spheal! Spheal!
Come on, Mr. Professor. Wish they'd hurry it up in there.
I'm starting to suspect all your prattling about the value of time is a cover for your own impatience.
If sitting back and waiting actually solved things, that's it forever. Because that'd be using time well, unlike this.
Whatever.
We've done it, Skyla! It's complete!
Ah, hello.
I dub it the Origin Ball!
Otherwise known as the Origin Orb.
The Orbigen! If the message conveyed to a
God
good
damn it.
clan leader can be believed, then this should allow you to catch the Pokemon that has appeared at the Temple of Sinnoh!
Oh. Oh.
Fancy.
Looks more like a cherish ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-traditional Master Ball.
Hmm. Singular and irreplaceable Pokeball.
Don't fuck it up!
Throws it off the side of the temple and it rolls all the way down the mountain.
Catches a level 1 Bidoof.
No, like, you try to throw it at something and it doesn't even open.
Bulk knocks it out.
Yep.
These Pokeballs of yours are full of wonders.
Maybe I should use them sometime so that we have a team of more than just, like, 2 Pokemon and make the battles in this game actually maybe kind of sort of interesting.
To think the fate of all Hisui could rest in something so tiny.
Excuse you, I have 3 Pokemon. It's interesting how catching a Pokemon, one of those things, brings the two of you closer together.
Oh, wait! Please, I hear something. That voice is speaking in my mind again.
You mean, Palkia?
Hey, you got it right for once.
That
Yes.
fridge.
It appears that mighty
Fridge.
Palkia is willing to lend its own strength to us in this battle.
Good night.
He's sweet.
Now that's what I like to hear. The Pearl-Clan's The Pearl-Clan's Almighty Sinnoh. Well, I guess I should just call it Palkia. It's one fierce Pokemon.
Everything's ready now, Skyla. Take the Origin Ball and hurry back to the Temple of Sinnoh together with Palkia.
Shut up.
Beep boop. Arc voice. Beep boop.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
He's suave.
Wow.
It's Wingardium Leviosa.
Just to be safe. Oh, hello.
How sweet's a mountain dwa. Don't mind if I dwa.
Today, Bode.
And here you are, Lost One. Ready to face your fate atop Mount Coronet?
Don't put it that way. It makes it sound like I'm gonna die.
Seems a vicious battle might await you.
totally avoids answering that.
I guess I'm going.
I love how many options in this game are just kind of like, I don't really wanna.
Do I have to?
I'm pretty sure that's one of the answers you can give at some point. Which is the best part.
Come now, child. I know you did not choose this burden, and it must weigh mightily on you. But you can bear it. You have your friends, your allies, most importantly, your Pokemon.
And Kohita out here being the only one that actually recognizes that this is really, really stressful for you. I know it's scary, but you have to.
Now hearken to my words, young ones. Time cannot be severed from space, nor space from time. The being you will encounter at the Temple of Sinnoh is Dialga, ruler of all time. If it is allowed to run wild, time itself will twist and bend here in history. And eventually the very world may be broken. But you have the aid of its counterpart, Palkia, the ruler of space, and therein lies hope. Balance will be brought to time and space, and the world can once again be as it should. Now take Palkia at your side and make for the Temple of Sinnoh once more. Alright.
Alright.
Alright!
Okay, bring it on!
I really wanted to see it just looming behind her.
There's a bunch of extra spelling in here. We need to...
I don't actually know if any of the legendary Pokemon can show up like that in town.
I think so.
Oh.
I know you can have the Palkia and Dialga doing chores at the garden.
Really? Well, no, they don't fit any of the type requirements, do they?
One of them needed to be water type, right?
Yeah.
Who are we?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
We're gonna go fight Dialga, who's Steel Dragon. And I think that's 4 times this electric, so I don't know how much Watts is gonna do here.
True. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Alright. Oh, right there, Hyla. Here's some dust.
Here's some rocks. Yay. Oh my god, I've already... Me? Oh, I have some grit pebbles as well in here. Oh, no, I won't keep that.
Do you want to superpower Palkia?
Oh, I could do that. Oops. Oh, it's already got good HP and... Oops.
Consume.
Just shoving rocks into
Soon we will become as gods.
Become as gods.
That
was not what I was going for.
I know, but I couldn't think of anything else. What were you going for?
Near Automata.
Ah, I thought so. But I don't know a goddamn thing about.
I think that's enough. HP is always nice to have. That'll do. Take those away for a moment. Okay. Alright. Now, hearken to my words, young ones. You said this. We've said all this.
Look, she rehearses. Let her go for it.
Take Palkia at your side and make the Temple of Sinnoh once more. Yeah. I must say, this is quite the intriguing village. Perhaps I'll have a look around before I go. See what your clothier has on offer.
Excuse me, is this the time for shopping?
There might not be another time.
Well, I'll hardly have time for shopping if the world ends, will I, young man?
Same fucking brain cell.
Yeah, fair point.
All right, Skyla. Once you feel ready, set out. We make for the Temple of Sinnoh once more.
Stomach camp.
Oh boy, oh boy. We're almost finished the game forever and never have to come back again.
Yeah. We can finally play something else. Nothing could possibly go wrong at this point. Thoroughly.
Can't possibly miss.
Even in chunks. Oop.
Hello, you.
Just the girl I've been waiting for. I know you can buy various sundries at the base camp, but I thought it might be helpful to you if I set up here, closer to the temple. I want to have front row seats if there's a chance to see into the world of myth and legend. I'll probably be creeping even closer to the action once the battle actually begins. Oh, but you won't have to worry about me. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. And besides, I know all too well the strength of you and your Pokemon. I've got no doubt you'll have this whole thing tied up in a neat bow before I could possibly be in any danger. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. I do like how it starts out always opening at the sky. It's a very, very cool effect.
Yeah.
Probably fine. For so long.
I thought they had to eliminate any outside element that might threaten the people of Jubilife Village. Whether that meant banishing you or seeking to destroy the Pokemon of the temple, I felt it was my only path. But you've shown me that I was wrong to think that way. In such a way. Are you ready? Are you ready for this challenge, recruit?
I'm ready to fight.
You go take a nap first or anything?
Skyla, in all of vast space, your place has found you.
What in the world does that mean?
It's a Pearl Clan saying. It reminds us that occasions we must rise to are also stages where we may prove ourselves, where we might shine our brightest.
So basically you're saying not to feel nervous. I'm starting to see the appeal of how you Pearl Clan people think. In some situations, anyway. We will support you in whatever way we can, though I doubt you'll need it. Skyla, protect Hisui and her people. Protect time and space for her Pokemon.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ah!
Feels like he's about to bust out some kung fu. Hey, remember Primal Dialga?
That's a
What?
weird
God
looking
damn.
horse.
This design kicks so much ass,
Palkia's version is even weirder.
but it still kicks so much ass.
Oh yeah.
I love this
Oh,
song.
Time bomb.
This
Whoa.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Just got some water, dude.
Yeah, watch out for that too!
this theme fucks. And I do not say that lightly.
Oh, that lingers. Blah. No, okay. Whoa. Ah, I pressed the button. Come on.
Fucking baseline going absolutely apeshit.
Oh, come on. That has like no...
Oh,
It's got like no tell. It just comes out immediately.
it's real tough.
That's bullshit.
Real issue.
Anyway, this reminded me that I never actually downloaded the soundtrack for this game.
I'm gonna have to fix that
right
too.
now.
Whoa, hell. Whoop. Ah, damn it.
Gotta dodge into that one.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, no, I was.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Why did you go forward? I was pressing the stick left. Feeling a little bit cornered here. Whoa. Oh, that's the wrong button. Things, please go away. I would like to not be in the corner.
Get cornered, son.
Almost there. You got this. Oh god! Wrong direction.
Whoa.
One more.
Oh,
Nice.
There is supposedly a way to actually fight it with your Pokemon. I do not know how to trigger it.
Same.
No firework? This is nonsense.
The holy Pokeball.
ah. My eyes.
You did it.
She caught it. She really did it, didn't she?
My eyes aren't lying, right? She actually went and got it?
Yes! Oh, good show! What a catch! You contained that fearsome thing in the Origin Ball! Absolutely astounding as ever, Skyla!
Finally.
Just what I'd expect of my protege.
Yes. So even the commander sheds a tear now and then. Never thought I'd see the day.
Adaman, you are about to get thrown across the room.
Yes. What a sight to have witnessed.
Rita, you are about to get thrown across the room. I forgot he actually did it.
How? What gives, Commander? Not sure I deserve a sumo throw. Well, at least it seems there's no dream.
I can fight like I can.
Listen up, all of you. We faced a calamity unlike any we have known. But we were able to overcome it by working together. As one. This calls for a celebration. A festival for us all. Gather your clans. This will be the greatest celebration history has ever seen.
Celebrate with the Diamond Clan?
Two clans together, huh? Well, since it turns out we were both following a true almighty sin of our own, I guess at times we'd fight over whose was wrong or right or ancient history now.
I'm sure our ancestors would be shocked to see us agree. but this may well be the best path toward protecting the space we all share.
Let's celebrate. For today dawns a new day for all those who live in the Hisui region.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go home.
Yay!
Roll credits.
This
Yay!
fucking song.
Them babies.
This song. It's so good. It's the man. It's Volo time. Dear.
God, it's finally
Meow.
over.
Portal Stories Mel curse. Although I can safely say we beat Jay beating Portal Stories Mel by like 3 years.
Jesus.
Did he still not finish that?
No, he did. I'm just saying that like in total, like we didn't beat his record of a ridiculous amount of time to complete a game. Well, complete. There's obviously more.
Obviously.
Like a hearty chunk more. I can't decide which half of the game I like more, honestly. Both chunks are pretty freaking good.
I mean, pre and post Exile?
Pre and post game, just generally. I feel like there's a lot of...
Okay.
Yeah, like I just think that there's a lot of really good bits in the post game, and I think that and it's hard to I don't know. They're good. It's good. It's a good video game. I had to think about it a lot last year, but I honestly, I would probably say that this was my favorite game of 2022. What else came out in 2022? Am I forgetting anything?
Yeah, I don't generally remember that kind of thing.
To Google.
To be fair, the competition was not particularly...
Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, that's not mine.
I haven't played that, but I want to.
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's not mine.
Vampire
I have not played
Survivors.
that.
Inscription. Splatoon 3.
Oh,
Stray.
well, okay. Maybe one game came close.
Persona
even then-
5 Royal.
That was 2020. Fuck off.
Oh, it got put on a Switch and Xbox in 2022, though.
That doesn't count.
And PS5. It got another re-release, apparently. Neon White.
Oh fuck, actually Neon White's
Oh,
pretty
that's
up there
fun,
too. There are a lot of games like Neon White is one of those games where it's just like, man, I love Neon White, love to play it someday. No Straight Roads is in that same category, which I have the Encore edition. We're streaming that soon.
Oh, yes.
I remember from when I was seeing TV that they had a lot of trouble doing it over Parsec.
Yeah, but that was
This is so
the
cute.
epic game. Yeah,
Oh,
screenshot,
I love
screenshot.
No! What do you mean?
What?
No!
Bull fucking horse shit!
You can get it from the VOD. Most
Your
of it.
phone is beeping. Oh, hey, God.
Seek out
How's it going?
all Pokemon.
I would, but I can't find a goddamn cherubi anywhere.
I think it might have been because of the weather.
And by weather, you mean end of the world.
Yeah.
Morning, Skyla. So the space-time rift is gone. Think this means we can finally close the book on this whole mess? Well, in any case, there's one book we can't close yet, the Pokédex. Time to get back to our official Survey Corps duty of completing it. We're gonna meet in the Survey Corps office to discuss how we'll tackle the work that's left. See you there, Skyla.
Well, there's only a couple Pokemon left, I think.
Like Cherubi.
And Bonsai. So, I trust you enjoyed yourself at the festival?
What, no, how was fighting God? And no, I'm glad you're alive?
I'm
I mean, this is
exhausted.
probably been your first conversation since
Look,
then.
I gave you an order to stay alive, therefore I knew you would.
Indeed. It only seems natural given the crowd.
I believe last night was the first time I've caught a glimpse of you making merry, Captain.
I believe you must be imagining things. Now, Professor Lavington, to business. What is the current state of progress on the Pokédex?
I dare say we've made quite significant progress all in all. Though we could afford to put a little more effort into our research tasks. And of course, it's hard to know how far to go in pursuit of some reports. Certain Pokemon have only been mentioned in Hisui's legends. After all, who knows if they're even real?
Yeah, we're still relatively new to these parts. How are we to know what's true and what's not?
Pardon, couldn't help over here.
Oh,
And if it's a Hisuian history and legends you want, then I'm your man. God damn it! Godot, shut the fuck up.
How'd you get in here?
Why, I've spent plenty of... Skylar, your arc phone is beeping. Why, I've spent plenty of time studying such things instead of... I mean, while also tirelessly doing my work for the Ginkgo Guild. And I've visited many of the ruins and whatnot here in the Hisui region already. I imagine I could teach you a thing or two about any Pokemon of legend in these parts.
Ho ho! Music to my ears, my good fellow.
listen
Do
well,
not
Skylar.
call him a good fellow, you are encouraging him.
You are to learn all you can from the Merchant Volo and work together as needed, for the sake of the Pokédex. We, meanwhile, will also continue to gather intelligence on Pokemon by other means.
Understood. I'll set up at the Heights camp then. Skyla, I'll be expecting you. Besides, I've something I'd like to discuss with you too, so I hope you won't keep me waiting.
Pochika.
You're that talented Survey Corps member I keep hearing about, right? I have a favor to ask of you. You know Orborough Tunnel, yeah? The tunnel near Obsidian Falls? I'm hoping to dig into the tunnel walls to see if I can find any good stone there, but a Pokemon's been raging about and getting in my way. It's more than I can handle. Think you could go calm it down for me?
I'll do my best.
Thanks a ton. Please head to the tunnel once you're ready to calm down that Pokemon.
There's something else on the board. Ooh, a couple things. Token of gratitude. Many of the Diamond Clan says she was saved by a mysterious Pokemon many years ago. Listen to her story and determine whether there's anything to do in the matter of follow-up. Gratitude, huh? Darks and Night. One of the Pokemon has reported seeing a strange Pokemon in Coronet Highlands. Speak to the fellow in my lab and see if you can catch the Pokemon concerned.
You're the one who accepted my request? Well then, let's get right to business. There's an old tale that's long been told in the Hisui region about a dark nightmare that visits people on lonely paths at night. I never put any stock in it myself until I saw it. I saw a terrifying black Pokemon just like the one in the stories. Eliminate all black creatures to continue. No. They say that people who are trapped in the nightmares it creates will never wake again. You can't wait for someone to fall victim to it. We've got to act before that can happen.
I wonder who this could be.
I saw it near the Clamberclaw Cliffs, partway up Mount Coronet. And it was when I was out walking alone at night, just like the old stories say. Be careful if you go in search of it. I wouldn't want you to lose your life over this.
I'll be fine. Another quest over there. Where is this? Oh, downstairs.
Back where I came from, the fairy would come out and dance on nights with the full moon. I've heard there are Clefairy in Hisui, so I'm wondering if they dance here too. I've heard you can find Clefairy at the Fabled Spring. Could you go and find out if Clefairy dance here in the Hisui region?
Yeah. One of the requests. Best Icelands. Fieldlands Camp. Okay. Guess we head to the Fieldlands next.
Onward!
Oh, so got the fairy one set. Are you the person I need to talk to? Yeah.
Ah, you must be Skylar, right? Hello, I heard about you from Mai. Thank you for taking on my request. I'll get right to the point. Once, when I was little, I got lost here in the Obsidian Fieldlands. I was wandering around in tears when I stumbled across a field of beautiful flowers. That's when I met it, a Pokemon I'd never seen before. gave me a flower and then set off walking, as if to guide me somewhere. So I followed it. And it led me back to a place I recognized. Thanks to that Pokemon, I made it home safely. But I never got to properly thank it. I'd like to find it again and tell it how grateful I am. The only problem is I haven't been able to find that field of flowers, so I'd like you to help me. Here, this is the only clue I've got.
Only what?
Gracidia.
Ho ho!
Yep. Flowers sometimes bundled in bouquets to convey gratitude on special occasions, such as birthdays or anniversaries.
Yeah, so the legendary Pokemon events that are tied to that are like on the board and stuff, they are the bonuses for having other Pokemon game save data. And they
Ah.
don't contribute to the 100%.
That's why I'm not familiar with this quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is from, I believe, having Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
No, I don't have that.
Oh, well then I think there's one that you can't do then.
Yeah, I figured.
I think this one's Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Oh no,
Yeah.
this one's Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. The Darkrai one is Sword and Shield, question mark.
Alright,
believe
yeah, that makes
so.
sense.
And I think
Cresselia for Let's Go?
I don't remember if there is one for Let's Go.
I know
th-
it gives
I
you
don't think there
outfit,
is.
but
Yeah,
Let me
there is
do
an
some
outfit.
digging into that. I think you get clothes for that one.
Yeah, it's the Pikachu and Eevee festival.
Yes,
mask.
you get headwear if you have those.
And that's it.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
that's called a Gracidia flower. It's the same flower as the one that Pokemon gave me. Please find the field of Gracidia flowers here in the Obsidian Fieldlands for me.
Well, I guess it was over there. Oh, wait, no, that's.
That's the hide scamp.
Yeah. Before I go there, I want to have a quick look around Grand Tree, see if there's any shaking trees. I will find a Cherubi.
Priorities.
Any shaking trees around? Just have to know if they're shaking while I'm moving around, but it won't stay still sometimes. That one's still. Come on.
The camera shy.
I'm
Me
not
too,
seeing any
Staravia. Or Staraptor.
not seeing any shaking trees. Really? Well, there's a shaking rock, but that's not going to have a Cherubi in it.
Are you
Try it.
sure?
Pretty sure.
Coward.
You a shaking tree? No. That one's not shaking. What? Come on. Ooh, that's a shaking tree.
Oh.
Zombie.
Big vanilla.
Wormhole.
Finally!
Oh, the baby!
I'm taking this as proof that I was right. It was the weather.
Yep, it is. It is entirely dependent on the weather.
It didn't. But Bulbapedia said it appears in any weather.
The world ending is pretty significant weather.
Any weather.
Pre-stream, we discovered that Bulbapedia and Cerebi disagreed on this stuff, and sometimes we're internally inconsistent too, so we're not entirely sure what's right.
Yes!
Success!
Finally. 1 out of 1.
Success!
Hey, Vola.
Hey,
Oh, it's the mural I was looking at when I encountered the Chinese starling.
Skyla, there you are. Have a look here, if you will. A good, long, close look, please.
I already did.
See these patterns modeled after Pokemon? I've come to think that they might be letters.
Oh?
Rather like hieroglyphs, if you will. I've inspected ruins across the region and have concluded that they all seem to tell the same tale. A tale of a brave soul who, together with the Pokemon at his side, went on a journey to search for the fragments of an all-encompassing deity.
A deity.
Yes, an all-encompassing deity, the creator of this very universe, and its name is Arceus. Perhaps you've already heard of this name.
Yeah, we've spoken.
Of course. What else could I have expected from the hero who saved the Hisui region? I'm on a first-name basis with God, motherfuckers. But now let us discuss the fragments. They must surely be the plates. Yes, the very plates you collected as you went about quelling all the frenzied nobles. Haven't you noticed that they all have words carved on their backs? Go on, give them a read. The original one breathed alone before the universe came. This
Your
original
foot-
one is none other than the Pokemon known as Arceus.
Your foot doing okay there, Volo?
ADHD.
Just tip-tapping along with the music.
Don't worry about it.
What music?
One of his headphones. He's got AirPods in.
So, what do you say, Skyla? I think we should try to gather all the plates.
How many are we missing?
And I've got
Your,
just the idea of where to
your
start our
foot.
search.
Your
Join me
foot.
in the heart of Grueling Grove.
What's
Tap
your
dances
foot,
away.
buddy?
It's Twitch.
Tip tap tapping.
Golden Grove. Where's the other ones? Wasn't there something in Golden Grove as well? No. I don't know. Whee.
Sorry, I'm just chuckling to myself about nothing in particular.
He likes to
Hello.
feel tall.
Like to be call.
Ow, my shins.
Eat shit, kid.
Use that. Stop where you are. You have got down quite carelessly for someone out here to observe things with care. Now you face the eldest of the misfortunes. The unlucky charm will ensure you fall in battle. I still have Palkia out front, right? Oh, no, Reynard. Ow.
Bye.
Goodbye. Gengar.
Oh, that's a Gengar.
Hey, wait a minute. What? Yeah, good.
Didn't you just do
Speedy.
strong style, take out the right on?
True.
That doesn't reset it for taking something down, you still get the delay. Okay, thanks knowing you, Sharp.
Goodbye. What a disgrace. Quite formidable, aren't you? But this was only a tip. Now I know more about how you fight, and I won't hold back next time.
Good luck.
Ooh, 4 nuggets.
Money!
Whee.
Whee!
And get some extra height. Hey.
Hey.
It's the ground, dies right in front of him.
Now, Skyla, according to my own investigations. What? An Alpha Vespiquen? I'm terribly sorry, Skyla, but do you think you could handle it? Just out of nowhere. Oh, that sounds real good.
Fun?
We're going to funk you up.
I don't like how they start the battle by getting closer.
We are going to beat you to death.
This thing is flying type, so a Thunderbolt should be super effective.
Yeah.
Or this.
I don't think
Also
I have enough
this.
of best pick one yet. Back
Hey.
to the pile. Oh hey, plate.
Stone plate.
Why did that Alpha Pokemon have the plate we were looking for? Maybe it just happened to find the plate lying around.
Convenient.
In any case, that's the only other plate that I had any information about, so that's that.
Good job!
And yet nothing seems to be happening, which makes me suspect there must still be more plates left out there for us to find. Not to worry though, I know the perfect person to ask. She's bound to know all about the plates.
Yeah.
The one and only Mistress Kohita, yes. You haven't had the chance to properly thank her for her help in obtaining the red chain, am I right? All the more reason to pay her a visit. So onward to the ancient retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I see you've got 3 Pokemon. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you know,
God.
God. Barry.
And a giant bee.
Palkia was in there, but Dialga wasn't.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
it's considered a special capture because the origin ball isn't considered a regular Pokeball, and the battle ends before you do any like actual entering the menu and selecting the Pokeball and catching it.
But
So
you
it's
still
not.
caught it.
Yeah, it's weird, but like I guess how understand how the game processed it. Still weird, but
Back we go. Oh, that's Outbreak. Of Avalugg.
Ooh.
Hmm. Hmm.
Alright. I'm getting really tired. I think I might be heading out.
Betty
Alright.
Bye.
It's like 11 o'clock for
Glad
you,
got to
right?
see the end of the game, though. That was fun.
Yeah.
How much later are you planning on going, Debbie?
I don't know.
I do have work in the morning, for what it's worth.
Hmm. Ooh.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeeg. See you much.
Good night.
Good night. Hello.
I love what mandibles these things have.
It's very good. Man, Avalugg's design is so fucking good. Why do you suck so bad?
Yeah, all angry. Whoa.
They are to beat you to death.
I think I mentioned this before, but I think Avalugg was, at least used to be, the most forgettable Pokemon for me. Which is a shame, because it's a cool design. It's a big iceberg.
Yeah. I do like this design a lot more. I think this design is way better. It's just a shame that it is functionally worse in every way.
Yeah. They took a Pokemon whose stats built around being a tank and gave it a even worse defensive type than the bad one it already had. Ah,
No, I want
it
it.
merged. What? Earth power.
Oh no, you. Thank you. Oh, two of them.
My most forgettable Pokemon is I forgot.
Ah! No! Chili Flake!
Chili Flake!
Chili
Oh my god, Chili Flake.
Hanging out like a champion.
I'll go ahead and attack that.
So tall.
Big.
Ah!
Ow.
Oh! Did it. You don't see me, do you? You do, though. Ow!
Oh. Yeah.
Obliterates them.
Goodbye. Yeah. The thing that using Mountain Gale made me remember another thing that they've been doing since Alola that I actually really like is that pretty much every newly introduced
It's you.
lately.
Ow!
Pretty much every
come on.
newly introduced species or region variant has something unique to them, a signature move or an ability or something unique, which I really appreciate.
Yep.
Some a little set them apart because they're kind of running out of unique stat spreads, or meaningful unique ones at least.
Oh, God damn it.
Gotta go back now.
I think this might be the last one.
Kill!
Kill! Yeah. Oh well. Why can't I pick up my own satchel? I could right here.
Because it's buried in the snow. It's lost. And the space-time rift, it still got some energy in your body, so when you pass out, it activates and sends you to another world.
Gameplay
That's how it works, right?
mechanic.
Anyway. Nice. Managed to finish Alcoholic's entry with that. Okay. No, another outbreak. Bloom.
Oh, it never ends. It never ends. Here in the house of Mirith. I don't know why that voice started turning that way, but I couldn't deny it once it did.
Oh, Lost. It's miraculous what you've done. Seems the red chain served its purpose well. And you carried out your duty as you were bid. What brings you here? Have you had need of me? About the plates. Ah, yes. Tale whose origins lie a millennium or two ago. Those were the days of the ancient Sinnoh people, from whom I am descended across many generations. These forebears of mine worshipped Arceus as the Pokemon that created the Hisui region.
They were probably right.
I have heard of certain fragments, plates as they are called, that were given to the ancestors of Pokemon such as Cleavor and Weirdeer.
Is that all? I thought that surely you could tell us more about Arceus and the plates.
I'm afraid I have nothing new to tell you. Why, the Diamond and Pearl clans would never have confused Dialga and Palkia with the creator. Arceus had anything concrete been passed down.
If only we had more to go on. The answers to these mysteries may even shed light on why Skyla here fell from, well, the sky.
Aha, I see what you intend. Very well. I'll help as best as I can.
Skyla feeling very homesick right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are still other tremendous Pokemon in Hisui. Other mysteries to be solved. Whether they are connected to Arceus, I cannot say for certain. But in searching them out, perhaps you'll stumble upon the path you seek. Let me think. There are the Pokemons of the lake, horse, and the temple giant. Crescent moon, the volcano. Perhaps you might even return to the very beginning. Now then, what would you hear of? The beginning.
In the beginning, billions of microbes.
Billions and billions and billions.
But millions and billions and trillions. We are going to play No Straight Roads soon.
Yes. The beginning. Indeed, a beginning for you, certainly. How was it you first found Earth?
Billions and billions of Pokemon.
Oh. The Temple Giant? Secret that lurks in Snowpoint Temple. To find it, you must open the door that is sealed. Moon. You must go where you may meet the moon's gaze unobstructed. Does that clue illuminate your path?
Outside.
Well, make for the Coronet Highlands for now. And the volcano. Well, where would that be but Fire Spit Island?
Oh.
Ah, yes. Them you already know. Go give them your thanks for the red chain, and show them how strong you've become. Never mind. Done with your questions, are you? Very well, Lost One. The rest depends on you and your efforts. It appears that the opening of the space-time rift compelled Pokemon that might otherwise have stayed hidden to come out and see what has befallen the world. I hope you succeed, for your own sake, and for that of the Pokedex you labor on.
I could hear you pronounce the U in labor.
Yeah.
Points, British. I knew we could rely on you, Mistress Kohita. That's more than enough information to work with. Now, let us find those plates.
Yeah.
You beta male trying to collect the plates to go home. Me, Volo, alpha male, collecting plates for antique collection. It's just as I'd suspected. Pokemon are the key to our search, Skyla. If we can gather all the plates from them and decipher the messages on the back of the plates, at last, perhaps we can meet Arceus itself. You should go search for the Pokemon that Kohita mentioned, Skyla. I have my own avenues of research that I'd like to pursue. Arceus, creator of all Hisui. I truly can't wait to see what kind of Pokemon it might be.
Antique tea set. Speaking of antiques.
Yeah. How old do you think that shit is?
Yes.
I've had a message from Mistress Kojita. I'm told you're collecting plates of some sort with the merchant Volo. Then we must go to Prelude Beach. Meet me there.
Oh, Big balloon.
Big. You better have nicknamed that blimp.
I don't think I've nicknamed any of my alphas.
You better.
No. Let me fix that. Blimp.
Blimp.
Got a lot of alphas.
Yeah. Alphas are
Or
such a
else.
cool mechanic.
Yeah. It's just a Pokemon, but big.
It really does add a lot of flavor.
And shinies.
Show off.
Oh, is that Truby I finally caught?
Finally.
Big Weasel. Cloud, they say. Hmm. Oh. Hey.
Dramatic.
Prelude Beach. Indeed a place of beginning. Now is not the time for words. Face me in battle!
Again?
Mustache wiggling.
It's
Dramatic
so
pre-battle win.
good.
This seems fair.
It's the same level.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fire punch
Really?
against a water dragon.
I pressed the wrong button.
Thank you. Horse. What?
Changed my mind.
Ah! Earth power. Oh, good. Oi! Oh, damn it. Missed. Ah! That's...
Smorch.
Maybe I should switch. I don't have anything super effective against Fairy. My steel type's in the pastures.
Oh no.
Plunk.
Ain't nothing but a funky beat.
Yeah, paralyzed. Ow. How much is that healing? I think I can finish it off. Oh. Oh, okay, that's her. That's fine.
Thankfully, paralysis slows it down.
Yeah. Heracross. Ah! No! Of course it has.
Ow.
Alright. Get out.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Ugh.
Agile Snorlax?
Why do you have that?
Normal
No,
types get
you
covered. What
bastard.
they do?
Bulb time.
The Borb.
Love that animation. Getting pumped. Bird fight. No, that's not very effective. Nice. Esperling.
Yeah. Signature move.
You had a 4 times effective flying move. You didn't lead with it.
Thunderfang. Nice.
Even frightful creatures like Pokemon can become powerful allies. You've grown even stronger as we face one another on Mount Coronet. It's clear you do not view Pokemon as dangerous enemies, but rather as trustworthy allies. Allies with whom you can reach great heights. Perhaps you're a divine being yourself, sent to bring us gifts from above. Here, you should have this.
Fist plate.
Punch and bash you with a rock.
When the very first of our Galaxy Expedition team, myself, Benny, and the others, set foot on Prelude Beach, we found that plate. It clearly held some kind of power, and so I've kept it safe all this time. I find it fitting that it should now end up with you, who likewise arrived here on this same beach. Perhaps something is guiding us. Indeed, it must be so. You and I, Adam and Irida, it would appear we're all being guided by the one called Almighty Sinnoh. Probably more appropriate to call this place the Sinnoh region. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's a video game. I know that one.
I know I have no right to say this. We are truly fortunate to have been able to count you among the Survey Corps' ranks. If you had not joined us, we would have fallen on Mount Coronet. We would have lost our home. We would have lost our future. Now then, carry on with your survey work. Do your job. The knowledge that you collect about the wild Pokemon of this region will serve to illuminate our path forward as we walk into the future. That's a long line for the yelling text box. Nice.
Seems there might be 4 more plates left for you to find. You think we're going to have time to get the rest of the plates now? Or...
No.
Probably not. Some of them get kind of involved.
Yeah.
We've been going for about 3 hours. Might want to call it.
Yeah.
Maybe one more stream of this to do some post-game
Maybe.
stuff.
I think one can probably cover it, depending on how distracted you get by side quests.
And depending on how long we go.
Yeah. That's the wrong button. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a good video game.
Yeah.
This is a real good video game.
Video game.
I'm gonna be excited to get it finished and maybe play some other games. So
I'll see you. I'll see you in 4 more months.
no.
I will kill you if you suggest that.
Well, more late in next maybe.
I've been
We'll see.
fucking dying to go to Fool's Ends. Oh, such a. I need to play Unwound Future, the 3rd game, but like, at the same time, holy shit, the 2nd game. Diabolical Box is so good.
It's diabolical.
It's so good that it is diabolical.
It's Pandora's.
It's another present.
It's your next year.
Anyway, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
I'm running out of things to say because I am multitasking. But this was very fun. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.